Oh yes, taking the edge off indeed. Of course, it is Monday, and that means it's meat-free Monday. Check this recipe out.
I'd love another one, please, Mommy. With butro and lots of jam.
Another sandwich.
Clover Butro. Spread the dairy goodness.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh yes, prepare those taste buds to be tantalized. We're talking about a focaccia, and it is an Italian-style bread that pairs perfectly with most meals, and it's the best way to serve it, and that's obviously by spreading it with Clover's Butro. So today we're going to be changing it up a bit, and myself and Zoe are going to show you how easy it is to make a sweet potato version, of course, for meat-free Monday. Zoe?
And this is going to be amazing. Yeah. So we've got some sweet potato cooked and ready and already like mushed for us to be added and incorporated into our mixture. And you've got a sweet potato right there that you can just give us thin little slices. That's going to add to our toppings. So I'm going to start off with our 3 cups of flour that's already mixed in here. I'm going to use half the yeast that I've been presented and put the other half in our lukewarm water. I'm going to give this a good little mix. So we know yeast feeds off sugar.
Yes, to kind of activate it needs that, right?
And salt cancels it out. So I'm going to add the salt first to our dry ingredients and then to our wet ingredients, which I'm just going to give it a little bit of a stir. We've got our lukewarm water, we've got our yeast in here, and then I'm going to add our sugar, and that will really activate the yeast for us. And the great thing about this recipe is you will need to make it and allow time to rise. Now, naturally, we don't have all of that time, so we've got a ready-made dough for us.
So this wouldn't essentially answer the question that we had on social media this morning about 30 minutes to spare, you want to make a meat-free meal. This is not one of them. This one needs time to be
This one will need a little bit more time. A little bit more time. So we're going to mix our wet ingredients with our dry ingredients, so we're just going to do that. You can use a food processor for this part. We are doing it by hand.
Do it by hand, burn some extra calories, and you're earning this meal. That's what's up.
We're also going to be adding our cold sweet potato to this mixture and really just give it a good mix. Now, this is where you wish you had the food processor.
Okay, but this is now essentially, if I'm not mistaken, this is kind of like the dough, right? Which is essentially infused with that sweet potato. So that's already giving it kind of unique little flavor profile to that focaccia as it is. So this is something I'm really excited about. Adding some ticks when it comes to the boxes of health as well. We're kind of incorporating veg into this, so very nicely done. Very
nicely done. Of course, you will give this a good mix. You want all the ingredients to mix well. For the sake of saving some time, we have got some ready-made dough.
Oh, you've come prepared, I see. Very nice.
And the nice thing about this dough is you just simply take it. We've got our sweet potato mixed in it. It's risen, and now we're going to add it to our lined container and really just spread it out by using our fingers just to push it flat. And we're going to add some toppings. So, Raul, you've been kind enough to slice our sweet potato for us. We're going to add this into our little thing. You just use your fingers to push it flat because the focaccia has got...
I think it's so cool that it's actually taken on some of the color. If you notice, it's obviously got a little bit of like an orange. I don't know if it's just my eyes or if it's the mixture,
got a bit of a color to it.
It's definitely got some of that color to it. Yes. The sort of tannins and the colors coming through from that sweet potato have infused in this dough perfectly. I think that's so unique.
I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil.
I like how rustic you've done it as well.
And then you give it a little bit of a spread. And then we're going to go in with our toppings. So go for that. I'm going to use some of our coarse salt. Just give it a good little crack. And then we're going to add some thyme. That's enough, thank you, Raul.
Got you.
And then we are going to use a bit of our feta. So you can crumb it, you can keep it chunky, and then this will go into the oven for 20 to 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. So preheat your oven, pop that in there, and then you are left with beautiful squares of focaccia, and then you want to serve it with your butro. I mean, hot and fresh and a little bit of butro. You're in for a treat.
Absolutely love it. You're getting me excited, and I think in the background, we also got the doctor in the building right now, so even more excited. We've got something to fill up the belly, of course, and the doctor's in town. We're going to be chatting about this in just a bit. So, of course, for this recipe, you want to head over to expressoshow.com, and let me tell you, this one is made with the goodness of dairy Clover Butro, which is tasty, it's smooth, and it's easy to spread on any bread. Now, incorporating Butro into focaccia dough will give it a delectable buttery flavor. Let me tell you, it's something you want in your mouth, and you can make a double batch, because this focaccia is is perfect for sharing with the kids, school friends, or even your work colleagues. So again, you want the recipe, expressoshow.com is where it's at.
Made with love by Clover.